Shedeur Sanders just blindsided the entire NFL with a covert KFC equity maneuver that nobody anticipated. What seemed like a lighthearted fried chicken giveaway turned out to be a revolutionary power play, one that may forever redefine how rookie contracts are negotiated. These spicy wings, certified truth, and these wedges, golden fluffy clouds, one bite and you're back for more. And yeah, they're hot. Roof of your mouth on fire hot. Come get some. But the real heat? It wasn't in the food. It was in the boardrooms. Right now, the NFL is in full-on panic mode. Executives are whispering in corridors, blowing up phones, and scrambling for emergency meetings, all triggered by one rookie quarterback and a bucket of chicken. What the world thought was just another playful Dillon Sanders family stunt, a wholesome PR challenge, turned out to be a strategic chess move with billion-dollar implications. At first glance, it looked simple. 3 Sanders brothers, each in a different city, handing out 250 KFC meals to fans. The internet loved it. The media ate it up. Just another charismatic Coach Prime production, they said. Flashy, charming, and ultimately harmless. But they were dead wrong. Behind that smiling facade was a meticulously orchestrated branding test, one designed to collect market data, measure fan engagement, and, most critically, hand Shedeur Sanders something most rookies never possess: leverage. While the rest of the 2025 draft class was sitting through interviews, waiting on agents, Shedeur was launching what insiders are now calling the most sophisticated off-field play of the entire offseason. And why does that matter? Because in contract negotiations, leverage is currency, and Sanders just printed his own. Most teams enter rookie negotiations focusing solely on on-field projections, maybe peppering in a few endorsements. But Shedeur flipped the formula. He didn't just show potential, he mobilized an entire city before taking a single NFL snap. That's influence. That's marketing power. That's bargaining supremacy. And now Cleveland's front office, and every other NFL franchise, is on edge. What was thought to be a cheerful Sanders family social media moment is now being dissected in war rooms as a prototype for rookie branding and market control. Because while most rookies are simply drafted, Shedeur is already dominating the market. To casual fans, he's just the new QB with the famous last name. But if that's all you see, you've already missed the point. Shedeur isn't just here to throw spirals. He's here to build an empire. He's dropped music that's already blasting in parking lots. His social presence eclipses some NFL veterans. And rather than wait for endorsement deals to knock, he's constructing a brand machine from the ground up. That KFC stunt? It wasn't just about chicken. It was about command, influence, strategy. It was proof that Shedeur can draw crowds, spark conversations, and create a media frenzy with a single Instagram post. And Browns fans? You're about to witness something unprecedented. On the field, you'll see a poised young quarterback calling audibles and commanding the huddle. But off the field, you're witnessing the birth of a cultural architect, someone who knows how to ignite a city, build a brand, and establish a presence that demands respect from fans, media, and executives alike. That's the double threat: elite athlete and cultural visionary. And that's what makes Shedeur Sanders dangerous. By the time Cleveland figures out what just hit them, Shedeur may have already rewritten not just the team's trajectory, but the entire blueprint for how a rookie quarterback enters this league. It all began with what looked like another feel-good moment from Coach Prime. Shedeur Sanders, ever the showman, issued a challenge to his sons. Hand out 250 meals each, connect with the fans, and show what leadership looks like outside the lines. The media treated it like fun and games. But while Dillon Jr. flexed on Instagram in Dallas and Shiloh cracked jokes in Tampa, Shedeur approached it like a Fortune 500 CEO in the middle of a brand activation. Cleveland wasn't just a pit stop. It was a test market, a live experiment. He wasn't just giving away food. He was observing, analyzing, engaging, measuring not just attendance, but emotional connection, watching who left work to see him, who brought their kids on a school day just to shake his hand, who screamed his name before he'd ever thrown a pass in the NFL. And the results? Unreal. Crowds wrapped around the block. Fans chanting like they were in a playoff stadium. Grown men and women crying just for a handshake. It wasn't just fandom. It was belief. For Shedeur, this wasn't about beating his brothers in a social media challenge. It was about proving he could galvanize a city that's been starving for hope, for a hero, for a quarterback who gets it. And that's exactly what he delivered. The atmosphere in Cleveland crackled with anticipation, charged with that rare electric energy a city only feels when it senses a seismic shift is about to unfold. Some fans had been camped out for hours. Parents pulled their children out of school just for a fleeting chance to meet the young man already being heralded as QB1. Workers walked off the job without hesitation. Forget punching a clock. Shaking hands with the quarterback who just might resurrect the franchise was worth more than a full day's wage. But this wasn't just about free chicken. This was about hope. Something Cleveland has been starved for. And for the first time in years, Shedeur Sanders gave them a taste of it. It wasn't merely the size of the crowd, it was how they responded when they finally got close to him. These weren't the typical cheers reserved for rookies or new arrivals. This was reverence. Fans treated Shedeur not as a fresh-faced college grad, but as a pillar, a franchise cornerstone, a long-awaited savior. Some asked for selfies. Others shook his hand like he was already the mayor. A few even brought handcrafted signs welcoming him to their city. One woman said it best. "We've lived through Johnny. We endured Baker. We trusted Watson. Please, don't break our hearts." That's not something you hear at your average rookie appearance. That's the voice of a city emotionally investing in a player before he's even taken a snap. But Shedeur? He didn't look rattled. He wasn't overwhelmed. He didn't even carry the wide-eyed glow of a rookie soaking in his 15 minutes of fame. He was poised, calm, steady, like a man who's done this before. He laughed with fans. He signed autographs with ease. But more than that, he studied the crowd, like a strategist at a product launch. Every cheer, every question, every shout of, "Save us, Shedeur," was filed away. Not just as a quarterback, but as a brand builder. This moment transcended football. It wasn't a meet and greet. It was a movement. This was Cleveland, weary and battered, catching its first real glimpse of someone they believe can lead them out of the darkness. And in that electric, emotionally charged moment, it didn't matter that Shedeur Sanders hadn't thrown a single pass in a Browns uniform. To them, he wasn't just a new quarterback. He was the future. And then came the moment that said everything you needed to know. As chants of QB1 rang out and the crowd continued to swell, one heckler in the middle of the line shouted, "Hey, Joe Flacco, ain't it? We need Shedeur!" The place erupted. Cheers, laughter, a few boos, and suddenly all eyes were on Sanders. Most rookies might freeze. Others might throw shade and turn it into a headline. But Shedeur? He handled it like a veteran statesman. He smiled, flashed that signature grin, and replied, "Nah, Joe Flacco? That's my guy, the vet. Much respect." Tension diffused. Applause roared. Fans went wild. In one line, he balanced humility, respect, and leadership, and earned the crowd's unwavering loyalty. It wasn't just a witty comeback. It was a masterclass in grace under pressure. A display of maturity that proved Shedeur wasn't just there to play quarterback. He was there to own the role. And that moment transformed him, from rookie to local hero. This wasn't some feel-good family promo or off-season publicity stunt. This was proof. Shedeur Sanders is unlike any rookie quarterback the league has seen in years. While others are fumbling through press conferences, figuring out how to navigate locker room politics or avoiding rookie mistakes, he's already operating on a higher frequency. That exchange with the Flacco heckler, it wasn't just clever, it was calculated. It showed the city and the league that Shedeur can manage pressure, elevate fan engagement, and command the room, all without losing class or confidence. That's something you can't teach at the combine. It's not something most rookies master until years into their careers, after stumbling through harsh headlines and growing pains. Look around the league. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, both incredibly gifted, both under immense pressure, but both still learning how to carry the weight of a franchise. Shedeur walked into Cleveland already understanding it. He knows how to move a crowd, connect with fans, and exude confidence without arrogance. That's why this moment hit harder than most. Because this isn't just another false dawn for Browns fans. They've seen the saviors before. They've believed in the wrong guy more than once. But this time, it feels different. Maybe it's the Sanders pedigree. Maybe it's the composure. Or maybe, for the first time, Cleveland feels like they've found a quarterback who truly understands them. The KFC event wasn't about chicken. It was about connection. And Shedeur Sanders? He isn't just a draft pick anymore. He's already leading. He's already carrying the emotional weight of a city. Shedeur Sanders didn't just arrive in Cleveland to play quarterback. He stepped in as a multi-dimensional force of nature. A musician with chart-ready tracks that fans already have on repeat. A social media juggernaut capable of generating millions of impressions before even lacing up for a game. A cultural lightning rod who can ignite an entire city with nothing more than an appearance at a local KFC. This isn't just being a player. This is being a phenomenon. And that's precisely why the NFL can't take its eyes off him. For decades, franchises have relied on commercials, curated interviews, and sanitized narratives to introduce rookies to the public. But the Sanders family is pioneering a new model. One in which the player doesn't just plug into the system, he becomes the system. They're flipping the script. They're owning the narrative, bypassing the PR filter, and forging a direct emotional connection with fans. Building momentum through authenticity, not manufactured media hype. For Cleveland, that means more than just an exciting Sunday. It means they're finally getting a quarterback who won't just try to win games, but who has the power to make the Browns matter again on a national scale. This is a city hungry for relevance, desperate for a spark, And the fact that Shedeur Sanders drew 1,000 people to a fast food parking lot on a weekday tells you everything you need to know. He is that spark. And for the Sanders family, this moment isn't just about the now. It's about legacy. They're not just raising NFL players. They're architecting an empire that fuses athletics, branding, culture, and community into a unified machine. Shedeur is the next evolutionary step in that vision. He's got the arm, he's got the charisma, he's got the business acumen, and he's got the platform to turn the Browns into something far greater than a football team. He can make them a movement. And yes, the league sees it. Here's the uncomfortable truth the NFL isn't ready to admit. What happened at that KFC in Cleveland wasn't just a feel-good story. It was a live demo of market power, brand building, and contract leverage all baked into one viral moment. And the Sanders family pulled it off with surgical precision. NFL scouts can measure a quarterback's mechanics, test their speed, analyze their film, and dissect their Wonderlic scores. But what they haven't measured, until now, is a rookie's ability to move a market, to walk into a city, flip the emotional switch, and rally thousands of people before even taking a snap. Shedeur did exactly that. Now, front offices around the league are facing a new and uncomfortable question. What is that worth? Because Shedeur Sanders isn't entering the league as just another hopeful prospect. He's operating as the face of a franchise and a rising cultural icon before his first official snap. He's creating a buzz in Cleveland that no billboard could match and no endorsement deal could engineer. And when it comes time to talk contracts, partnerships, and long-term positioning, you better believe that leverage will matter. And that is what's rattling NFL executives. The Sanders family isn't just playing the game. They're reinventing it. They're proving that a rookie doesn't need to be molded by the team's marketing department. He can arrive as a fully developed brand with his own gravitational pull. That changes how contracts are written. That changes the expectations teams place on their athletes. And it fundamentally alters the power dynamic between organizations and their stars. Because what Cleveland now has isn't just a quarterback. They've got a leader who can fill stadiums, sell jerseys, stir emotion, and galvanize a city, all while carrying a vision that extends far beyond the playing field. For years, the NFL has tried to control the public image of its stars, to wrap them in neat, clean narratives and sell them to fans like a product. But the Sanders family just proved those days are over. With Shedeur at the helm, the paradigm is shifting. And if the league doesn't adapt, it won't just fall behind. It will be forced to operate under Sanders' rules. So now the real question emerges. What did we actually witness in Cleveland? Was this simply a clever marketing stunt that exploded online? Or are we witnessing the rise of something far greater? Is Shedeur Sanders truly the savior Cleveland has been yearning for since the Bernie Kosar era? Or is this another case of a desperate fan base clinging to hope before the real tests arrive? And bigger than that, are we seeing the beginning of a cultural shift in the NFL itself? For decades, rookies came in as blank canvases, waiting to be shaped by teams, agents, and PR handlers. But Shedeur and the Sanders family as a whole aren't waiting for approval. They're telling their own story, building their own connection, and curating their own legacy, one viral moment at a time. So now I'm turning the mic to you. If you're Andrew Berry, what's your move? Do you ride the wave with Sanders and hand him the reins early, or do you stay the course with the veterans while Sanders marinates? And on defense, Are you already sensing the makings of the league's most fearsome front seven? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and hit subscribe if you're ready to ride with me all season long. This season, I don't just see Garrett showing up as a dominant pass rusher. I see him emerging as the emotional and physical tone setter for this entire defense. Let's be honest, that's what we've needed. The Browns have had flashes of defensive brilliance before, but now we need sustained greatness. Garrett, with all eyes on him, looks locked in and ready to take that next step. He's not just leading with his play, he's mentoring, raising the bar higher than ever before. And that brings me to Mason Graham. This isn't just a rookie finding his footing, this feels calculated. The way the coaching staff is pairing him with Garrett, the way Jim Schwartz is scheming, it's like we're witnessing a master class unfold. Garrett commands the double teams. Graham feasts in the gaps. And what's truly impressive is that Graham already looks like he gets it. He's not wide-eyed or overwhelmed. He's absorbing the playbook, adjusting to the speed, and applying his instincts. It's that beautiful collision of raw talent and elite coaching, and with a veteran like Garrett mentoring him every step of the way, this kid might not just contribute, he could burst onto the scene as a breakout force as early as week 1. Now let's talk about the wild card, Carson Schweisinger. Look, you can't replace a presence like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. You just can't. Jock is special, a one-of-a-kind player, but Carson brings something different, something gritty, something dependable. He's got that relentless motor, that old-school linebacker toughness. He's always around the ball, always making something happen. And let's not forget, 90 solo tackles don't just appear out of thin air. That's the result of relentless preparation, film study, and insane field awareness. The coaching staff sees it. The players feel it. And if you've been paying attention, you know this guy is already carving out his place in the rotation. He might not be the loudest voice in the room, but when that whistle blows, he flips a switch. And let me tell you, when a defense has guys like that, guys who show up and grind every single snap, it raises the floor for the entire unit. But here's where it gets even more compelling, and honestly, even more emotional. Joe K might not be suiting up just yet, but don't think for 1 second he's not playing a crucial role from the sidelines to the meeting rooms. He's stepped into a leadership space that's even more powerful. He's inspiring. He's unifying. And that kind of energy, well, you can't measure that in stats. It's the glue, the heartbeat. The reason this defense might finally become something greater than the sum of its parts. And that's what's got me fired up. It's not just about talent anymore. It's about belief, about culture, about this defense becoming a brotherhood, not just a collection of good players. Sanders is showing that he respects the hierarchy and understands the team dynamic. It's earning him respect inside the facility and reshaping perceptions outside of it. He's fiercely competitive, no doubt, but also self-aware and humble. And he's got Kevin Stefanski's attention. Now, Browns fans, I want to hear from you. How do you feel about Joel Bitonio's return and the fiery leadership he's bringing back to the offensive line room? Are you excited about Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders shaking up the quarterback competition? Drop your thoughts below. While the Browns' offensive trenches are returning to their physical, hard-nosed roots, the quarterback room is forging an entirely new chapter in Cleveland's football saga. Kevin Stefanski's blueprint is simple yet profound. Get Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders as many reps as possible. No snap wasted. Every OTA rep and mini camp drill a chance to evaluate, to develop, to determine who truly deserves to step onto the field at First Energy Stadium this fall. But here's the beauty of it. These rookies aren't tearing each other down. There's respect, mutual curiosity, and a willingness to learn from one another and from the seasoned veterans who've been down this path before. As Stefanski himself put it, they're sponges in the meeting room. That's not just coach speak, it's genuine enthusiasm. While the media might be obsessed with stirring up drama, Stefanski sees something different. A quarterback room filled with young men eager to grow, to absorb every bit of knowledge, to hone their craft. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Deshaun Watson each bring a unique brand of experience, and the rookies are soaking it all up. Thank you guys. See you next video.